Well, hello, Leapers. In this episode, all of the cruisers, including myself in Bahia del Sol, are still reeling and trying to process what happened with sailing vessel Rum Truffle. And at the end of the day, we just have to come together and see it through because now we all have to manage to make our exit from Bahia del Sol. So, in this episode, my friend Brent, his wife Dana, and their son Dylan on sailing vessel Day's Dream, and my friend Curtis from Motor Yacht Summer Breeze. Well, we're going to go explore the east end of Bahia del Sol. There's a sandbar out there, and it looks like locals go and party out on the sandbar, but also there's a series of palapas that are built on the sandbar, and these are palapa restaurants. So we're going to go explore it and see if we can find one of these restaurants that we can get a meal at. And after that, Brent and I are eyeing a departure date from Bahia del Sol. We think we've got a window, so we've got to do some last minute provisioning, and then I'm able to catch a ride into San Salvador with Dan from sailing vessel Long Winded. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Let me show you this. My name is Rick. I got my sea legs when I was in the Coast Guard, and I commanded a boat much like this one. Today, I take my small sailboat on coastal passages in search of adventure. In this season, I'm heading south from Banderas Bay with the intention of returning to the Caribbean Sea via the Panama Canal. Living the pirate life. Yeah, me and these pelicans. Where are we going, Brent?
We are headed across to a restaurant.
An estuary.
That's it. They're out on an estuary. They're all built on stilts in the middle of the bay.
Whoa. Well, Brent and Dana are a sailing power couple. Brent was a windsurfer, professional windsurfer, and Brent's wife Dana keeps their sailing dream alive through her nursing career. Well, I'm excited to be exploring the East Bay of Bahia del Sol, El Salvador with them, and hopefully we're going to find a nice palapa restaurant and enjoy some amazing, authentic food from El Salvador. Those boats on the horizon are just hanging out at high tide on the sandbar, enjoying cervezas, I'm sure. Well, and this is Palapa Row, Restaurant Row, and there are these water taxis that leave from Bahia del Sol and take folks out here. Look at how low some of these palapa roofs are. You know, we're at high tide right now, but at low tide, you'd be sitting in a chair with your feet in the sand. Well, intellectual property's not a thing down here. That's not a real red lobster. Oh yeah, I think we've chosen our restaurant. Well, getting out of this dinghy at high tide? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, baby. We got seated just fine, but this perro didn't like my advances. That's fine. I'll leave him alone. And as sunset approached, we ordered and ate and socialized. there was so much new and so much the same, like this catamaran that moored up next to all of us at Bahia del Sol. I had no idea it was coming out here every day. I'd see it get underway, but never knew where it was going. It was chartered to come out here and take folks to the sandbar and the sandbar restaurants. Well, I was able to take a look at the operation in the kitchen, and it was pretty amazing. You know, we're talking about rustic fire pits. We're talking about made-to-order, authentic El Salvadoran food. I mean, it was amazing. And after all the excitement, well, I grabbed myself one of these hammocks. Turned out to be a pretty nice place to digest. And before I knew it, it was time to go. And if I thought it was challenging to get off the dinghy, getting on the dinghy was going to be even harder. We were doing it in the dark.
Oh, wow, they got little sensor lights.
It's crazy. Well, there's our dinghy. And as we left, the dinghy's tricolor light shone brightly in the foreground, while the lights of the sandbar palapa restaurants disappeared into the night. Well, now that we were safely back at the marina, I was of single mind and purpose. I wanted to hit the pool. I like to come out here after sunset and take a dip in the pool. Nobody's here, so I have the pool to myself, and I just hadn't come out with my camera yet, so I went ahead and brought my camera and shot some video and something to remember this cool pool scene by. And before I knew it, it was time to head back to the boat. I needed some rack time. I didn't know it then, but tomorrow it's going to be a big day.
Catch the bus now.
Well, I'm hanging out here at the front gate of Bahia del Sol with my friends Brent and Dana. We're gonna head over to the Supermercado. Oh yeah, we're leaving on Friday. So we got some provisions to get. What do you guys have to say?
I need vinegar and milk and see if the Mercado is super or if it's just Mercado.
Posible nada.
This is a nice bus. Look at the upholstery on these seats. After a short bus ride, we were at our stop, the Supermercado. Well, there's a few different stores in this little strip, and we're going to check out Farmacias Camila. Ooh, they have drinks at this place. That was cool. Now we're off to the Supermercado. So this is the Supermercado.
This is nicer than what they
Well, the US dollar is the official unit of currency in El Salvador, and you can get some right here in these ATM machines. I'm going to do just that. So, with cash in hand, I'm going to walk you down these aisles a little bit, show you what's in this Supermercado. It's small. I mean, it's about the size of a large truck stop, not like a full-on Walmart or Costco or anything, but, you know, for necessities, it has pretty much everything you need. Certainly everything a cruiser needs. Once outside the Supermercado, Brent and Dana decided they were going to try some Mima's dogs. Not for me, though. No, I'm going to go over to this little Boston creamery. Have me a nice ice cream. Well, all in all, I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed with this Supermercado. More or less, it has everything a cruiser needs. Now we have to venture across this busy main thoroughfare so we can catch the bus heading back to Bahia del Sol. And this was a pretty crazy bus ride. They were banging out some Daddy Yankee reggaeton the whole way home.
Visa, 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 visa. Okay. Wow, that was a crazy bus ride.
Yeah.
And with one day to go before my departure from El Salvador, I have the opportunity to ride into the capital city of San Salvador with my friends Dan and Curtis. After we made a few stops, we found this mall right downtown. Well, this is a modern mall by any measure. And we were on the hunt for a McDonald's. Oh yeah, we were craving Big Macs, baby. Oh yeah, sometimes a taste of home is just what the doctor ordered. So with our bellies full, the next challenge awaited us. Navigating out of San Salvador. It proved more difficult than any of us thought. For real-time updates, check out Sailing Frogs Leap on Instagram.